When you go to, if you're not feeling well, and you go to the doctor, or you go to the hospital, one of the first things they're going to do is they're going to draw blood from you. That blood that they're going to analyze reveals tremendous amounts of information about what's going on in your body. Let's see how. If they draw blood from you and they measure chemicals in the blood, first of all, if they measure the oxygen and carbon dioxide levels in your blood, which they do, if the oxygen level in your blood is lower than normal, which system isn't working right? The respiratory. The job of the respiratory system was to ensure you had enough oxygen and you got rid of CO2. If the oxygen level in your blood is lower than normal, who's responsible? Your lungs, your respiratory system. There's a respiratory problem. What other problem would it be? The only organ that's going to cause a change in the oxygen levels is the lungs. If they measure the waste product levels in your blood, and the waste product levels in your blood are higher than normal, where's the problem? Urinary system. It's your kidneys that are supposed to get rid of those waste products. If the waste products are building up, you got kidney failure. You got a problem with your kidneys. If they measure the sugar levels in your blood, the amino acid levels in your blood, the cholesterol levels in your blood, it's the digestive system. That's the system that's involved in digesting and absorbing the sugars and the fats and the cholesterol and everything else. So by analyzing the chemical levels in your blood, it starts to point for the clinician which organ systems are failing. Where's there a problem? All that you know is you didn't feel well. The doctor's job is to figure out what's wrong with you. You say, doctor, I don't feel so good. Doctor says, you don't look so good either. Now we're going to draw blood and we're going to start to figure out what's wrong. When they take that blood sample, can they measure the white blood cell count? Can they measure the antibody levels? So if they see elevated, increased numbers of white blood cells, increased amounts of antibodies, you're fighting a bad guy. You've got an infection. Bacterial, viral, your body is fighting a bad guy, because the only time you produce more extra white blood cells and antibodies is if your immune system is trying to defend you. Of course, sometimes we might even see low levels of white blood cells and antibodies. That happens in HIV. In AIDS, the virus destroys the white blood cells, the lymphocytes, the T4 cells. And the person's losing their immune response. AIDS stands for acquired immune deficiency. But the point that I'm trying to make is why blood is one of the first things they want from you. Is they're going to analyze that blood in all these different ways. They're going to measure oxygen levels, CO2 levels, glucose levels, triglyceride levels, cholesterol levels, urea and uric acid waste product levels, antibody levels, white blood cell count, red blood cell count. And that's going to start to point in the direction of what's wrong with you. So it's used diagnostically. But it's really only helping us with those systems that relate to the bloodstream. Not all the systems relate to the bloodstream. Now, another system that maintains the internal environment of our body that relates to the bloodstream is the integument, which is the word the anatomists give for skin.